Hello and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of September 23rd through the 29th. The card that we've pulled this week from the Star Child Tarot is the Four of Crystals. So the Four of Crystals indicates that this week you might be recognizing some developments within your world, some accomplishments that have come about. Maybe it is financially, career-wise, maybe it's socially within your relationship, and you might feel like you've kind of acquired a new status in this area, which is lovely and beautiful, but it also indicates that there's a bit of discontent happening in this situation, and it might be stemming from the fact that you are focused too much on the external rather than the internal callings of your soul. So you might find yourself with something that looks perfect on paper, the perfect new job, the perfect new relationship, but when you really get down to the levels underneath, when you really start to dig deeper into the soul levels and recognize that it's not actually what you might want. So the Four of Crystals this week calls out for a re-evaluation of what your goals are. Are you striving for things because of the external appearance of them, or are you striving for things because it's the calling of your heart? Because it can sometimes be confusing because our heart can get a little excited about the external things that come up. The validation from the outside world can sometimes be a little addictive. And so we can confuse that with feeling satisfied from a soul level. So if you're feeling a bit of discontent or imbalance in any of your externally viewed aspects of your life, whether it be things that you're putting out on social media, things that you're projecting about your career, things that you are showing to the world, if they don't feel quite as satisfying as you think that they would, it might be because the satisfaction that you're striving for is coming from the wrong place. It might be something that's not from a soul level. So I encourage you this week, with any areas that you feel less than as satisfied as you thought you would, to sit down and get really honest with yourself about what you want. And a really great way to do this is to take all of the external factors out of the situation. Sit down with a clean slate in your mind of what your life should look like. If there were no restrictions, no current circumstances to factor in, what would you ultimately be striving for? If you didn't have to take in anyone else's emotions into account, what would it be that you would be asking from the universe? And sometimes you might find that the things that you thought you were asking for were actually more projections from the outside world into your mind that you thought you needed to ask for in order to get what you want. So if you feel a little off in an area that you feel like you should be really satisfied with your accomplishments, get honest with yourself this week. Really sit down and figure out what would make your heart glow in this area. And don't restrict yourself. It might be something completely different than what you thought you wanted. But that's okay. It might be a little scary, but this is a great time to shift your focus. We're moving into a fresh season with the autumnal equinox that just occurred. Mercury retrograde is now going direct. So it's a good time to take some risks and to really listen to what your heart is calling out for. And if it's something different than what's currently in front of you, even if that thing in front of you is seemingly amazing, listen to your heart. Go for whatever it is that's gonna make it sing.
Clap along, clap, clap along.